Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to Royal Telly, your one-stop channel for everything Sussex. I'm your host, Chloe. Today, we're diving into the media's obsession with Prince Harry's recent visit to the UK. Now, you'd think the headlines would be all about the Well Child Awards, a charity that Harry has passionately supported for over 15 years. But no, the media has decided to spin a whole other narrative. The press is more fixated on a possible reunion between Harry and King Charles than the actual reason for his visit. It's almost comical how the media is quick to turn a simple visit into a dramatic soap opera. The minute Harry steps foot in the UK, the tabloids start to churn out stories about a potential father-son reunion. They're not focusing on the real story here, the Well Child Awards, but rather on a will they won't they drama that they've concocted to sell papers. And the latest twist in this media-made saga? Rumors that King Charles might fly into London for cancer treatment, just conveniently missing Harry by a few hours. The desperation is almost palpable. Some commentators have even started to voice this out loud. King Charles doesn't have the courage to meet his son. He's always hiding, always making excuses. As one person aptly put it, he's a wetter lettuce than the one that outlasted trust. It's a hilarious but sadly accurate take on the situation. This isn't about Charles's health, it's about his cowardice. The only time he saw Harry 19 months ago was due to his cancer diagnosis. And even then, he could only stomach less than 30 minutes with his son, who had flown all the way from the US. The trust issue they constantly throw around is the ultimate irony. They are the ones who have been consistently leaking lies about Harry and Meghan Sussex to the tabloids for years. It seems the press is more interested in drama than the truth, but we here at Royal Telly, we aim to tell the real story. What's the latest twist in this tale, you ask? A conveniently timed absence. The buzz is all about King Charles potentially jetting into London for his routine cancer treatment, just as Harry takes his leave. Quite the coincidence, isn't it? The timing is so perfect, it's almost as if someone planned it this way. Now, we're not saying that Charles is intentionally avoiding his son, but let's face it, the odds of them missing each other by just a few hours in the same city are astronomically low. It's almost like watching a game of cat and mouse, and it's painfully clear who's the mouse in this scenario. The irony of the situation is almost laughable. Here we have a king, a figure of authority and supposed strength, ducking and dodging his own flesh and blood. The desperation in this avoidance is palpable, and it's hard not to feel a twinge of disappointment. After all, isn't a king supposed to lead by example? Some might argue that the situation is more complex, that there's a lot we don't know. Yes, family dynamics can be complicated, but let's not forget the basic principles of respect and communication. After all, we're talking about a father and a son here, not two strangers on the street. It's quite telling that in the midst of all this drama, Harry continues to stay focused on the important things. While the media is busy spinning tales of a royal reunion, Harry is out there making a difference. His focus remains on the charities he supports and the people he cares about. And that, my friends, speaks volumes about his character. So, as we watch this game of hide and seek unfold, let's remember who the real players are. On one side, we have a man who is willing to cross oceans for a cause he believes in. On the other, we have a king who can't even make time to see his own son. The avoidance game is strong with this one, wouldn't you agree? But let's not be distracted by the media's smoke and mirrors. Let's talk about why Harry is really in the UK. It's not about creating a spectacle. It's not about family drama or reconciliation. It's about Harry's commitment to the charities he supports. It's about the people who have always been a priority in his life. Harry is in the UK for the Well Child Awards, a charity he's been devoted to for over 15 years. This is not a fleeting commitment or a vanity project. This is a cause that is genuinely close to his heart. He's not just a patron in name, but an active participant who has shown up time and time again to support the children and families involved. In the midst of all the media frenzy, it's easy to lose sight of this. The tabloids want us to focus on the royal drama, the conjectures, the what-ifs. But the real story here is Harry's commitment to making a difference, his dedication to serving those who need it the most. He's not in the UK to stage a reunion with a family that has repeatedly shown him they value their image more than their kinship. He's there to be a voice for those who often go unheard. He's there to shine a spotlight on the incredible work of the Well Child Awards, to celebrate the resilience of these children and their families. He's there to be true to his purpose, a purpose that doesn't involve royal duties or titles, but involves making a real, tangible difference in people's lives. He's there to be the Harry that we've seen grow and evolve over the years, a man who is passionate, compassionate, and unwavering in his commitment to causes he believes in. Harry's purpose is clear, and it's not about a royal reunion. It's about standing up for what he believes in. It's about using his platform to affect change. It's about being true to himself and to the people he serves. And that's a narrative we should all be focusing on. Despite Harry's clear intentions, the media persists in their fantasy narrative. They're like a dog with a bone, refusing to let go of the idea of a royal reconciliation. They want to believe that Harry is yearning for a reunion, that he's pining for the royal life he left behind. But in reality, it couldn't be further from the truth. You see, the media and the palace are desperate for a reconciliation story. It's perfect for their PR, isn't it? They can paint themselves as the benevolent, forgiving royals, welcoming the prodigal son back into the fold. They've created this narrative and are so committed to it that they're practically begging for it to happen. But Harry isn't playing their game. He's not in the UK to see or reunite with any member of the royal family. He's there to support the charities he endorses and to be with the people who have always been a priority in his life. Here's the irony, though. The very same people who claim to want this reconciliation are the ones who have been constantly leaking lies about Harry and Meghan Sussex to the tabloids for years. They talk about trust issues, but who can Harry trust when his own family is stabbing him in the back? But let's not forget the truth. Harry is a confident, accomplished, and thriving man who has found his own purpose. He and Meghan had the courage to speak their truth, and now Charles can't even look his son in the eye. The media can dream all they want, but the truth is a different story. They can keep writing headlines about a reunion that will likely never happen, but the reality is Harry is a man who has moved on. He's building a life for himself and his family, away from the royal circus. And King Charles? Well, he's probably somewhere, making excuses and avoiding the truth because that's what he's always done. And that is the sad reality of this entire situation. The media can dream all they want, but the truth is a different story. And what is that truth, dear viewers? Let's delve into it. King Charles, a man who should embody strength and courage, has shown himself to be anything but. He's a man who chooses to hide, to make excuses, to avoid the uncomfortable truths about his relationship with his son. He's a man who, instead of facing his fears, would rather fly back to London, conveniently missing his son by mere hours. Contrast this with Prince Harry, a man who has shown immense courage in standing up for what he believes in, for choosing his own happiness over the stifling confines of royal life. A man who flew halfway across the world, not for a royal reunion, but to support a charity that he deeply cares about. His strength and independence stand in stark contrast to his father's weakness. It's a tragic reality, but it's one we cannot ignore. The British media and even the palace would have you believe that Harry is the one desperate for a reunion, that he's the one who needs the validation of his royal family. But the truth is, Harry is a confident, accomplished man who has found his own purpose. He doesn't need the validation of a man who can't even face his own son. It's a sad reality, but it's the truth we must face. That's all we have for today, folks. We've debunked the media's sensational narratives, highlighted the real reasons behind Prince Harry's visit, and exposed the sad reality of King Charles's cowardice. But remember, we're here not to spread gossip, but to support the admirable work of the Sussexes. Thank you for joining us today on Royal Telly. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more truth-telling content. I'm Chloe signing off. See you next time.